204 by Lahore Qalandars against Multan Sultans is the highest right now. So if Multan Sultans want to win this game, get another couple of points, they'll have to break a record.
So there's going to be a key period, of course, right at the top. The first 6 overs, the power play, when the ball is crisp and the batsman can be adventurous with only 2 fielders posted outside the inner circle. So that's going to be key. They'll look to loft like Fakhar Zaman did earlier today. And then also the last 5 overs. That's going to be an important factor in this game as well, because when they're getting close to that mark, hopefully they'll be on track to give it a bit of a nudge. 63 for 3 is what was scored earlier in the last 5. Here come the 2 men out to open the batting. Shah Masood and Mohammad Rizwan.
It should be a good contest, this, Hayes and Baz, because in terms of their batting, they've got a decent lineup to the Multan Sultans, and when you look at matching up against a side, the fielding side, with that man there leading, Shaheen Shah Afridi, and the rest of his bowlers, they've got a pretty good bowling lineup. So interested in seeing how it pans out and just how contest between bat and ball on what has been a good surface to this point, how it goes. No option but to go at it.
Exactly right, and that's not going to be easy against Afridi, quite clearly. But just to one thing also, I think the Sultans were off the boil. It wasn't the normal sort of side that we saw performance from them in the first half of this game. I thought that sometimes the bowling changes weren't as good as they should have been. And I think some of the plans that were employed weren't as good as they should have been either. So I think it was substandard in the first half of the match from them. So they've got to up their game in the second bit. And it's rare to just see a side get both those phases wrong, batting and bowling. So let's see what they can do right at the start. That's going to be really important.
We know that Multan Sultans rely a lot on data, and Shaheen Shah Afridi is lethal with the new ball to the right-hander. So guess what? Who's taking strike? Shan Masood, the left-hander. And I say that, but he gets one to swing away and catches the edge.
Also got a pretty good Yorker, so even though you're a lefty, you could serve that up first up, and it'd be pretty difficult to deal with. Let's see how he goes today.
Here he goes, Afridi, new skipper as well. And some swing first up. Bit of work for Dunk. And a wide called.
They've got Maqsood, Riley Rousseau, Tim David, Khushdil, Willie can strike the ball really hard, but it's all about the openers right now and what platform they set and what sort of strike rate they go at. Because normally Maqsood and Rizwan are players who will take their time, but with Shaheen Shah Afridi, especially the first over, you're better off having a look.
A little bit of a shout from the captain there and the follow through. Hard bat on the pitch. That was the noise that we heard.
Bit of shape. First ball shape away, and this time a little fuller. And still swings away. Look at that. Decent gas on it too.
Nicely bowled. Shy at the stumps. Rizwan is quick. Direct hit would have been okay as well. Early call, quick response.
I don't know that you're happy as the bowler with the fielder in at cover. It's a first over and you can nudge it to you and run. In fact, I do, you're not.
Yeah, I was going to say, you do know. 143 k's per hour, that delivery. So that's cranking it up, second ball of the innings.
Now we know Rizwan is strong with anything on the stumps, but it's Shaheen Shah Afridi's strength to swing the ball back in. So if you go by analytics, he should stay away from the stumps, but no, he'll go by that swing.
This is the challenge. This is the head-to-head everyone wants to see. These two guys. Oh, it's beautifully bowled too. Squeezed it out.
Yeah, fascinating as well in that generally looks to play leg side. Rizwan is looking for anything on the pads, on the stumps, so that he can work it onto the onside. And it's a strength to Shaheen Shah Afridi as well. So I know it's coming. Will I be able to get to it? And that's just in time, you know. Good pace, a little bit of shape. Has to try and keep the balance, and he just about did.
He was excited by that delivery too, Afridi. He liked it. That's past the outside edge, advancing down the track. That's adventurous.
Each time he's going to start up, and it doesn't matter who is going to play for Shaheen Shah Afridi. There'll be a few of these J-dot fast deliveries, yes, but what you're after is the swing. And it's a real occasion, an event, that first over, because he presents danger and is pretty accurate most of the time. When he's on, well, you can count on one, maybe two.
There's a quick chat from Rizwan actually after that previous delivery where he advanced and went past the outside edge. I think Rizwan might have said, just hold your horses, mate, just stay in that crease.
I think they should stay away from our analytical pieces. Nick Knight suggested you come at the bowler. Today you dissected Shah Nawaz Hani with Waqar Younis. Guess what? He went for what, 46? 44? So the analytical pieces, I think they should stay away from.
Righto, we're done. We're finished.
I think that's a sledge.
We're finished with them. Thanks, Kat. It's nicely bowled. Nicely bowled by Afridi. End of the first over. Skipper started nicely. Rizwan we've talked about. Masood looked really good in the last game as well and then got out, didn't kick on. Masood also looked tidy. Rousseau's been off the boil of late. He needs to find his form. He's such a dangerous player. Tim David wasn't there for a long time, but he was there for an impressive time. Got a dozen runs. Kustil's a big hitter. Willie will be needed as well, I'm sure. Zaman with that action. Nice action. Different action. That's always exciting.
He burst onto the scene this season, and he's got that Malinga type action. He gets it up to 140. Played for Northern in the National T20 Cup. He also played in the KPL and was highest wicket taker there. So does bowl a mean Yorker like his idol. I'd say idol, but like the action that he's bowling with.
It's quite a good opening pair, this. A couple of guys that can easily crank it to 140 plus. One left arm with a hyperextension and a really whippy wrist. And another one with the Malinga style action, Zaman. So that's really different from both ends at high pace. Wants one, gets one. Shouldn't have been one there either.
Yeah, when they don't know the batters, when they haven't faced a bowler, they're sort of looking in the normal area of where the ball's going to come from, and that's above his head. And you've got to look round about the umpire. See there, what Malinga gets closer to the stumps normally, and you'll be looking out of the chest of the umpire, and that's where the ball comes out of. And if it comes from where you're not looking, then you get a bit surprised.
Oh, that's whipped away. That's one bounce for 4. That's a nice shot. Short delivery, easily taken care of.
Anywhere from fine leg to about a straightish mid-wicket is Rizwan's strength. So you offer him length, he pounce on it. This one was angling down the leg side, so he just had to catch up with it.
The line not right. Okay to check out short and try and work out if you can rush him for pace with the short ball. Got to have the field set for it as well, though. Fine leg up in the circle. Yeah, no real future with that one.
You're dead right what you said, Pommy. The other thing I want to point out is this hide and seek of the white ball. You can see it, and then it hides. Then suddenly you've got to focus again, try and find out where it is, and you're right. Then you're looking at the wrong area from what you'd normally be looking at as you've been playing in the net since you were knee-high to a grasshopper.
Yeah, great effort from him if you can get some sort of control with it as well. A consistency in terms of release and where you release it, and also where you're aiming as the bowler. I mean, many a time guys would get changed, but we've seen with Malinga. Oh, hello.
Here we go. Here's the Osaka. Oh, what about the hamstrings? Hamstrings, are you going to do it? Oh, no, just at the end. He's charged up, though, with the Osaka power run. Always worried about a twang there at the last minute.
It looked like one of those, you know, diesel engines rather than batteries. Not a switch on, switch off. Looked like it needed to get cranked up. It does need a battery.
Right, halfway through the second over. Boundary off the previous ball. Beautifully bowled. That is superb. Well kept out as well.
Skills. Top skills. Went short. Got dispatched and decides, well, I'll get up in the block hole. Wicket taking deliveries, that's what he's after. Thought he might rush him with a short one, didn't, so gone to a different one. And as I say, to be able to control it with that action, a lot of repetition, getting to understand himself.
Inside edge. Just a change down in pace. A little bit.
He's gone to a different length. After that short ball, he's now realized that that's not the way to go. And still with the new ball, there's a bit of swing on it, so might as well search for the Yorker.
Yeah, he's trying everything, no? In short, full, slowy. An attacking mindset, that's for sure.
Saved by the 12th man. No run. 6 off the over. 10 for none. Start of the third over. Off strike quickly. Good understanding between these two. Straight away out of the blocks, trusting each other down the other end. I'm interested to see how Shah Massoud handles things now after being a little bit frenetic in that previous over against Afridi. See if he just settles down a bit. He's had a bit of a chance to chat it through with his partner with the bat change. Waiting for that leg side and tickles around the corner for 4. Nicely played.
Very nicely played. He made sure that he got enough bat on it, but not too much. Shaheen Shah Afridi searching for that Yorker, just angling down leg. Well, not even angling down leg. It's all about Shan Masood being able to waltz across and being able to maneuver the ball to the fence. Good batting.
Steely look from the captain at the fielding, maybe, as it went away for a boundary. Single. Throw of the stumps was accurate. It did tick the stumps, but the bowls weren't removed.
One thing maybe here. Or second thing. It's lift and weight.
Yeah, got swing, but with the left-hander, that swing just takes it away from the stumps. Right-hander is right bang into the stumps. He does get shape. He does more or less get the ball to swing away from the left-hander into the right-hander. But the swing dies down so quickly. Just into the second over, and you can see that it's now minimum.
Short ball, helped on its way. That is a really good shot. That is picked up so early. So good at spotting the length.
Pace on, and batters love that. Yeah, gone for the short one. It's an area he absolutely enjoys. Just has to make sure he gets a decent connection despite 2 men being set back. His boundary not big enough. It's flown away.
So 12 runs off 4 balls now in this over. Leg side again. Is it another boundary? Yes, it is. He loves him there. Absolutely dines out on him.
Anything leg side-ish is disappearing. That one just shaped back in, but Rizwan too good. His balance, his ability to pick up length, all comes to the fore. High-class batting.
And now this is a big over. 16 offer with 1 to go. I'd imagine he won't be looking to take any risks. There's a lot of muttering to himself, a lot of chatting to himself out in the middle, does Mohammad Rizwan. Keeps him going, he always says. Oh, went for the ram shot. But it's a dot ball to finish. 26 for none. Someone again. That's a friendly full toss, and that's hammered for 4. Runs are coming now. Just lost their radar a little bit.
Suddenly a bit of intent, 2 boundaries flowing, and you get give-me's as well. Juicy little full toss outside off stump.
Good to see David Viso just suddenly come to him and have a bit of a discussion, have a bit of a chat with him, sharing his experience. 30 for none versus 31 for none at the same time. Fakhar Zaman was just starting to unleash at this stage earlier. That's whacked away as well, this time just behind square, and that's back-to-back boundaries. That's a superb shot.
Some shot outside off stump, but it's been thumped away. Shan Masood, after that cover drive, weighed into the ball, And this one goes square. He just worked with a bit of pace on it. And also, that's his favorite scoring zone, square of the wicket.
See some boundaries coming. Boundaries in that last over. A couple of boundaries now in the first two balls of this over. That's going to get the new skipper a little bit concerned. Just making some changes. Ben Dunk as a keeper is also just making sure the angles are right. Just moving covers a little bit square, cover point that is. There is protection out there, just the one. We had something quite interesting about an over ago. Shy of the stumps was a direct hit from Visa, as you heard, but it didn't light up the stumps, which means the circuit wasn't broken, which means the bails didn't come out of the groove. That's the astonishment from Shaheen Shah Afridi.
Yeah, just something to think about, Hazy. You're always on about this umpire's call is no good. There you go. Little nick, no bails getting off. Umpire's call.
3 balls left, Baz. Oh, that's a great shot. My goodness gracious me, that is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, straight back down the ground. It's not been a good over. It's been full toss, short and wide, and then a half volley which has been pumped. This one is in great order. How many times have we said that? Brighter, colorful drive. It's been colorful to say the least. The fans as well, Brighter fan of the match.
Waited, but no run. Samar Patel there at a short third man position.
So Pakistan recently against West Indies needed 208 to win, and Rizwan in that game got 87. That is apparently the highest chase at the National Stadium, Karachi, and now again they need something near about there, and Rizwan, well, he's got to start. 21 of 11.
Last ball of the over. Looking to go down the ground again, not with the power of previous, but still one, which makes this another good over of 14. 40 for none. So nothing in this game at the moment. Lahore 39 for none, and Sultans at the same stage were 40 for none. So absolutely nothing in the, well, not absolutely nothing. 1 run in it. A little bit good then before Baz corrected me. Samar Patel.
Catch!
Rise of catch it. It's running away for a boundary. First ball, the over. Pressure straight back on the bowler yet again.
The artistry, just the manipulation of the ball by batters these days, in terms of when a slow left arm comes on, off spinner comes on, whoever it is, they're still trying to figure out the angles for their fielders in the deep, and batter can put it in the gap. And we're going up. Stumping. I wonder if he just dragged that foot out as he's trying to sweep it in the area again.
Yeah, fair delivery. Can I have your best angle, please?
There was something there,
It's a stumping. Stump. Can I have another angle, please? Yeah, forward. Can you zoom it up? I need to zoom it up, please. Can you have some more? Can you have zoom from the other angle, please? Or you have the best one?
Let's have a look at the stumps light up. So the issue here is, was the foot off the ground or was it sliding back? That's the issue. Was there something behind the line? So the stumps are lighting up.
Okay. I need for the previous angle, please, again. Previous one.
So the decision, sliding the foot, I guess, or was it raised at all?
Yeah, and that's the question here. Is that we'll wait for the decision,
Yes, the bail
but you've got to decide whether.
He is not the foot. Not.
Yeah, difficult to make a decision here.
Yeah, little reverse, please. Reverse. Yeah. This one, yeah.
Is it in? Is it out? Is it on the line? Is there something behind the line?
Yes, I'm ready to make my decision.
He's ready. Ready to make a call.
And my decision is not out. Not out.
So there's the call, not out. I think that's right, actually. I think that was the right decision. Took some time to get to it, but I think it was the right decision, and that's the most important thing.
We got there in the end. But yeah, pretty difficult to give that one out. You know, as the foot dragging back, as it in the air, when the bails come off, when it all lights up, all rather close. They needed it though, the Qalandars.
Right, just to reset, we are 2 balls into the 5th over now, 44 for none at this stage, and both these batsmen have been playing very nicely. Runs to both. Rizwan has been the more aggressive.
Yeah, many a shot been played and really have laced it to all parts, and yet not ahead of the rate. If anything, just a little behind. It shows us that they've got to play quite well all the way through. This is still in the period they're trying to set the platform, but with it is a momentum they're getting, with both batters playing good shots, both batters getting some sort of flow in their innings, and that wicket, if it had been a wicket, Would have been so precious.
Patel continues.
Catch it!
Cries of catch it, but he's hit that out of the screws. Only person to catch that if it was someone just outside that fence, I think, could have leant over and grabbed it. 6 more runs.
And it's leg side again. These wicket keepers, they more often than not tend to pick up length so quickly and hit the ball in weird areas. Now this one has gone way in front of mid-wicket. It's almost, well, a wide mid-on, and he's been able to hit it with almost a straight bat. It's a slog sweep with almost a vertical bat.
Single down the ground to long on.
Well, he's been brilliant all year around. 50 comes up. Well, Rizwan against left arm spin averages 80
Come on, guys. Next
in
time.
PSL.
Going on.
Oh, that's a beautiful shot. That is magnificent. This time from Shah Masood. Gave himself a little bit of room and just slammed it through the covers for 4.
Left arm spin, left hand batter. You're expecting that the arc is where he'll go. Sort of go the other way and hit it to the leg side. But no, Shah Masood has different ideas. And that's beautiful. Against the spin, whatever turn there is. And it's right in the gap. Less risk as well, with less fielders outside the circle that side and all the boundary riders on the onside.
Dragging that on, that's another boundary. Welcome to the bowling crease, Summer Patel. I think you might be having a bit of a breather. 19 off that over, 59 for none.
Right arm over. Rizwan.
भाई लाहौर कलंदर्स के ओपनर्स फ़खर जमान और अब्दुल्ला शफीक थे। उनने बड़ी जारहाना खुलकर बैटिंग की, लेकिन वो ईंट का जवाब अब ये पत्थर से दे रहे हैं। मुल्तान के दोनों ओपनर्स भी, रिजवान अपनी बेहतरीन T20 फॉर्म में है, उनके साथ शान मसूद हैं, वो भी शाना बशाना उनसे खेल रहे हैं। 59 रन उनने बना लिए। मेरे शाना बशाना आ गए हैं पाकिस्तान के फॉर्मर कैप्टन और अजीम क्रिकेटर वकार यूनुस। बहुत ही आला क्रिकेट मैच इस वक्त जारी है और कल की तरह आज भी बड़ा कांटेदार मुकाबला होने की तवक्को है।
लग तो ऐसे ही रहा है तारिक। आपने कहा कि ईंट का जवाब पत्थर, तो ये पत्थर देर तक मारने होंगे अगर इन्होंने ये मैच जीतना है, क्योंकि जब आपको इस तरह का टोटल 200 रन का टोटल चेस करना होता है तो ऑफ कोर्स एक का तो आप कम से कम चाहते हैं कि वो 80 से 90 रन या 100 रन करे एक बैट्समैन, और फिर उसके गिर्द जो बैट्समैन है वो एक रन रेट से खेलें, सर्टेन रन रेट से खेलें, तब भी जाके चेज होगा।
ये वाइड करार दी जाएगी और HBL PSL में इतना बताया जा रहा है कि बड़ा हदफ अभी हासिल नहीं किया दूसरी बैटिंग करने वाली टीम ने, तो एक अनजानी राह पर मुल्तान की बैटिंग को चलना है, नामालूम मंजिलों की तरफ।
तो वही बात आ गई ना, पत्थर, बहुत सारे पत्थर मारने पड़ेंगे। ईंटें इनको बहुत पड़ी हैं पहली इनिंग्स में, थोड़े से घूमे हुए लग रहे थे पहली इनिंग्स में, लेकिन अच्छा स्टार्ट, 60 रन अभी तक कर लिए हैं।
जहाँ बाउंड्रीज के साथ साथ स्ट्राइक से हटना भी बहुत ज़रूरी होगा। डॉट बॉल्स कम से कम खेलना होंगे।
150 रन की रफ्तार पे ये आखिरी गेंद था, तो अभी तक PSL 7 में ये सबसे तेज किया हुआ गेंद हारिस रऊफ का। तो तारिक, और एक चीज देखने वाली है कि जब राशिद खान आएंगे तब ज्यादा टेस्ट होगी ये बैटिंग, क्योंकि राशिद खान को अच्छा नहीं लगता कि उनको बड़ी हिटें लगाई जाएं। वो विकेट लेने के इतने यूज टू हैं, तो अगर कहीं ना कहीं विकेट गिरती है और वो फौरी तौर पे उनको लाया जाता है बॉलिंग के लिए, तो फिर मुश्किलात बढ़ेंगी मुल्तान सुल्तान के लिए।
ये एक पड़ाव तो बड़ी कामयाबी के साथ पार किया है मुल्तान सुल्तान ने कि उनने शाहीन अफरीदी को विकेट नहीं दी, क्योंकि अगर इस तरह का मैच आपने जीतना हो इतने बड़े स्कोर के बन जाने के बाद, तो पहले फिर शाहीन अफरीदी जैसे बॉलर को शिकस्त देना होगी। और ये नया पाकिस्तान कौमी सेहत कार्ड, ये दुनिया में सेहत का सबसे बड़ा निज़ाम है जो पाकिस्तान में मुतारिफ कराया गया है, और इसमें हर ख़ानदान के लिए 10 लाख रुपए तक का इलाज कराया जा सकता है पाकिस्तान के किसी भी निजी या फिर सरकारी अस्पताल से, बिल्कुल मुफ्त। अभी पावर प्ले जारी है, लेकिन अब शान मसूद को एक मुख्तलिफ चैलेंज का सामना है। बड़ी तेज़ रफ्तार बॉलिंग करते हैं। हारिस रऊफ इस वक्त पाकिस्तान के तेज़ तरीन बॉलर्स में से एक हैं, और उसी एंड से आ रहे हैं जहां से कभी वकार यूनुस बॉलिंग किया करते थे। ये फार एंड यूनिवर्सिटी एंड फास्ट बॉलर्स का पसंदीदा एंड है कराची में।
तारिक, कराची में कहा जाता है कि कोयटा की हवा, आपने गालिबन सुना होगा ये, कि शाम के टाइम मोस्टली टी के बाद होता था टेस्ट मैचेस की अगर बात की जाए तो, कि कहा जाता था कि कोयटा की हवा चलती है। हम जब छोटे हुआ करते थे, नई नई क्रिकेट शुरू की थी, तो कोयटा की हवा का बड़ा जिक्र किया जाता था कि जब वो चलती है तो गेंद स्विंग ज़्यादा होता है।
ब्राइटो मैस्कट,
और ऐसा ही है। अभी तो खैर गेंद नया है और T20 क्रिकेट दूसरी तरह तर्ज की क्रिकेट है। जब लाल बॉल की क्रिकेट होती है, 4 डे या 5 डे क्रिकेट, तो जो टी के बाद का जो पीरियड होता है और आखिरी 2 घंटे, उसमें मैंने देखा है कि यहाँ गेंद वाकई ज़्यादा स्विंग होता है। और स्पेशली फार एंड जहाँ से हारिस इस टाइम गेंद कर रहे हैं, क्योंकि मैं भी पसंद करता था उसी एंड से बॉल करना, वहाँ से गेंद स्विंग ज़रूर होता था।
यह करने की कोशिश की, लाजवाब स्ट्रेट ड्राइव, दिलकश, काबिल तारीफ मोहम्मद रिजवान। पावर प्ले के बाद 66 पर कोई नहीं।
चेंज आइटम हुआ बस।
हमने देखा फार एंड से हारिस रऊफ ने बड़ा तेज़ ओवर किया। उनकी ज़्यादातर गेंदें वो 145 से आगे निकलती रहीं, लेकिन दूसरे एंड पर डेविड विज़ा आ गए जो कि ज़्यादा तेज़ बॉलर नहीं है। विकेट टू विकेट अपने कटर्स पर इन्हिसार करते हैं, और इस पिच पर इनको मुश्किल हो सकती है, क्योंकि ये कटर्स या स्लो गेंदें करने के लिए शायद उतनी आइडियल है नहीं। क्योंकि भैया या वही कटर फेंकने की कोशिश की थी लेकिन मुंह की खाना पड़ी। शानदार शॉट शान मसूद का।
पिच को देखा जाए तो आप गलती नहीं कर सकते, रूम नहीं दे सकते। कई दफा आप रूम नहीं भी देते तो शान मसूद जैसे प्लेयर रूम बना लेते हैं। जरा सा नीचे उतरे, अपने हाथों को जगह दी बल्ला घुमाने के लिए और बहुत ही उम्दा 4 रन। आजकल T20 में देखा है कि जिस तरह की पिचें बन गई हैं, तेज रफ्तारी शायद उतना काम नहीं करती है। इस तरह के बॉलिंग करनी पड़ेगी आपको, स्लोअर वन। और डेविड वीजे की ये क्वालिटी है कि इनके पास बड़े अच्छे स्लोअर वन और पेस तो गालबन उतनी नहीं है जितनी हम एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हैं कि दूसरे फास्ट बॉलर से। लाहौर कलंदर की ओवरऑल बॉलिंग की बात की जाए तो बहुत ही अच्छी, बहुत ही बैलेंस बॉलिंग। कटर किया था जो कि बिल्कुल ही नहीं उठा। तो इस तरह की बॉलिंग करनी पड़ेगी अगर बचना है। इस तरह की नहीं करनी पड़ेगी। ये गंदा बॉल, एक अच्छा गेंद करने के बाद, क्योंकि शान ने उनको अंडर प्रेशर कर दिया था तो समझ नहीं आ रही थी कि कहाँ। एक अच्छा बॉल जरूर किया बीच में, लेकिन ये वाला फिर टांग पर कर दिया इस डर से कि शायद शान फिर उतरेंगे। आसानी से चौका मिल गया यहाँ शान को। शान बड़ी अच्छी फॉर्म में नजर आ रहे हैं। दोनों ओपनर्स मुल्तान सुल्तान के बड़ी उम्दा फॉर्म में। और टूर्नामेंट में के शुरू में अगर आपके ओपनर अच्छी फॉर्म में हो तो ये बड़ी खुशाइन बात होती है। एक और चौका शायद मिलेगा इधर। डेविड वीसे को समझ नहीं आ रही कि इस टाइम बॉल कहां किया जाए।
यहाँ स्कोर जो है बड़ी तेजी के साथ बढ़ता जा रहा है। एक बार फिर वही कटर करने की कोशिश की, मुश्किल पेश नहीं आई क्योंकि रेंज बड़ी है स्ट्रोक्स की। शान मसूद की हालिया दिनों में इन्होंने अपने जो रिलीज शॉट्स हैं उनको बहुत बेहतर कर लिया है। और स्पिनर को तो ये पहले ही बहुत अच्छा खेलते थे। इस ओवर में बिल्कुल स्पिनर जैसा ही सलूक किया है इन्होंने डेविड विजा के साथ भी। ये भी 1 को 2 में बदल के दिखाया। अच्छी दौड़ और एक इजाफी रन भी। ये ओवर इख्तिताम को पहुंचा 15 रन के साथ। 81 पर कोई खिलाड़ी आउट नहीं।
Sheena, let's be quick here so we get some time back. Fucker, quickly, please.
शाहीन ने अपनी आसीन से अब तुर्क का पत्ता निकाल लिया है और इंतजार खत्म हो गया है। राशिद खान आ गए हैं इस वक्त बॉलिंग करने के लिए।
Boys, let's go.
ये बड़ा दिलचस्प मैच होगा राशिद और रिजवान के दरमियान भी और शान के दरमियान भी। आज दरअसल मैदान पर भी रिजवान हों या हारिस हों या फिर खुद शाहीन आफरीदी जो कप्तानी कर रहे हैं पहली मरतबा। ये पाकिस्तान के जो चोटी के क्रिकेटर, पाकिस्तान क्रिकेट की भलाई इस वक्त एक्शन में है नेशनल स्टेडियम में। और दुनिया के भी ये बेहतरीन क्रिकेटर्स हैं। ये अब स्टार से सुपरस्टार्स बन चुके हैं वकार।
इसमें कोई शक नहीं है। बहुत मेहनत की है इन्होंने यहाँ तक आने के लिए।
Yes, Rashi. Oh, Rashi.
शाहीन शाह ने कोशिश जरूर की कि राशिद को जितनी देर रोका जाए। नॉर्मली दूसरी लीग्स में आप देखेंगे कि राशिद कहीं ना कहीं एक आधा ओवर पावर प्ले में जरूर करते हैं, लेकिन शाहीन शाह अफरीदी की ख्वाहिश थी या सोच ये थी कि इनको जितना देर तक रोका रखे ताकि इनके ओवर्स जो 4 ओवर हैं आखिरी 10 ओवरों में या आखिरी 12 ओवरों में किए जाएं तो ज्यादा बेहतर होगा उनकी टीम के लिए।
टपाल्टी लाउंज जिसमें भी खासे इन्हवाग के साथ इस वक्त एक्शन को देखा जा सकता है। आप नजर नहीं हटा सकते, ये ऐसा मुकाबला है। और जब आप 207 जैसा हदफ उसका ताकुब कर रहे होते हैं वकार। आमतौर पर आपको ज़्यादा सोचना नहीं पड़ता जब आप बैटिंग पिच पे होते हैं, यहाँ पर दूसरा रन हासिल करेंगे। लेकिन ये बॉलिंग ऐसी है, बॉलिंग अटैक यहाँ लाहौर कलंदर्स का कि राशि जैसे बॉलर के खिलाफ आपको सोच के ही कदम उठाना होगा।
खैर सोचना इतना तो शायद नहीं पड़ता, क्योंकि आपको पता है बड़ा स्कोर है, मुझे फ्रीली खेलना पड़ेगा। और ये 4 रन होंगे। तेज था गेंद, पेस काफी थी इस बॉल में और थोड़ा सा लेग साइडेड था। राशिद खान उम्मीद कर रहे थे कि ये गेंद शान मसूद के पैडों में लगेगा, लेकिन बड़ी सफाई से, बड़े प्यार से उसको खेल दिया फाइन लेग की जानब 4 रन के लिए।
ये टिकटॉक फैंस प्लेयर ऑफ द मैच, टिकटॉक ऐप पे जाकर आप वोट कर सकते हैं इसके लिए, और आप जो है बड़े बड़े इनामात भी हासिल कर सकते हैं। ये भी सुनहरी मौका है इस पाकिस्तान सुपर लीग के दौरान, जो अपने पहले वीकेंड पे पहुंच गई है। कल शाम हमने बड़ा ज़बरदस्त मुकाबला देखा था, आज भी सूरत हाल बिल्कुल वही है।
देखा ये गया है कि जब ये गेंद थोड़ा पुराना हो जाता है, सॉफ्ट हो जाता है आखिरी 5 ओवरों में, तो बैटिंग इतनी आसान नहीं होती। लाहौर कलंदर को शुक्रिया अदा करना चाहिए राशिद खान का, इतनी उम्दा बैटिंग की, आखिर में 2-3 छक्के लगा। और ये लाहौर कलंदर की थोड़ी सी और गलतियां, दूसरी दफा देखा है कि ओवर थ्रो हुआ है, 93 पे कोई आउट नहीं।
ये 8 ओवर्स के बाद आप दोनों टीमों को अलग अलग नहीं करके देख सकते, सिर्फ 5 ही रन का फर्क है। लेकिन अहम बात यह है कि तजुर्बा है यहाँ मुल्तान सुल्तान की बैटिंग के पास, खासतौर पर रिजवान का। और T20 क्रिकेट में वैसे तो फिटनेस जो है वही मेरिट होता है, खासतौर पर जब आप फील्डिंग कर रहे होते हैं, लेकिन जब आप रन चेस कर रहे होते हैं तो फिर तजुर्बा काम आता है, जैसा कि शुएब मलिक ने कल कर दिखाया था।
और शुएब मलिक के पास तजुर्बे के साथ साथ फिटनेस भी है, क्योंकि बहुत मेहनत करते हैं अपनी फिटनेस पे। लेकिन यहाँ जो 2 बैट्समैन क्रीज पर मौजूद हैं, ये भी दोनों बहुत फिट हैं, बिटवीन द विकेट बहुत अच्छा भागते हैं। डेविड वी से एक दफ़ा फिर विकेट लेनी होगी लाहौर कलंदर को, आप जो भी कहें, क्योंकि अगर विकेट्स नहीं गिरेंगी तो फिर ये और फ्रीली खेल सकते हैं। और ये जो रन रेट अभी ऑलमोस्ट 11.5 का है, ये और बढ़ सकता है। J. सुपर ओवर, कोशिश पूरी कीजिए, पहुंच ही गया आखिरकार गेंद और विकेटों को लग गया। क्या बात है, तोहफे मिलते हैं तारिक भाई, आपको भी जाना चाहिए।
यहाँ ये तकरीबन अंडर आर्म गेंद कर दी थी उन्होंने,
लेकिन आपका बॉल तो पहुंच ही जाएगा, मेरा नहीं ख्याल अंडर आर्म की जरूरत पड़ेगी।
लेग साइड में खेलने में कामयाब हुए, रन 1 ही मिलेगा शान मसूद को, और इसके साथ ही उन्होंने सीजन की पहली निस्फ सेंचुरी बना ली इस PSL 7 की। HBL PSL में बड़ा आला आगाज किया है शान मसूद ने, सिर्फ 28 गेंदों में उन्होंने ये संगे मील अबूर किया। ज़बरदस्त फॉर्म में हैं, कायदे आज़म ट्रॉफी में मुतवातिर 3 सेंचुरियाँ बनाई, और T20 में भी आते हुए ज़्यादा वक्त नहीं लिया एडजस्ट करते हुए।
रन आउट की अपॉर्चुनिटी थी, शहीन के हाथ गेंद नहीं आया। शान मसूद की जितनी तारीफ की जाए कम है, वो इसलिए कि टीम में, पाकिस्तान टीम में आए, फिर बाहर गए, फिर आए, कई दफ़ा इनके कमबैक हुए, कभी भी दिल बर्दाश्त नहीं हुए, हमेशा हार्ड वर्क पे बिलीव किया, टेक्निक पे बिलीव किया, चेंज करते रहे अपने आप को। और ये पिछले 2 सीजन में देखा है, जबकि इन्होंने कप्तानी भी ली थी, शायद गालबन वाइड होगा, 1 रन और। जब इनको मुल्तान सुल्तान ने इनको कप्तानी दी, इन्होंने बड़ा अच्छा कप्तानी भी की, बैटिंग भी बड़ी अच्छी की, प्रूव किया, फर्स्ट क्लास में बहुत सारे रन किए हुए हैं इन्होंने। तो ये भी तकरीबन दरवाज़ा खटखटा रहे हैं कि मुझे दोबारा एक मौका दिया जाए, अपॉर्चुनिटी दी जाए। और आई थिंक ज़्यादा दूर नहीं है वो अपॉर्चुनिटी शान मसूद से।
शानदार शॉट ऑन द ऑफ खेला। आउटफील्ड हमेशा की तरह तेज है नेशनल स्टेडियम कराची की, और गेंद हवा से भी तेज गई, और मुल्तान सुल्तान्स की टीम भी इस वक्त हवा पे ही सवार दिखाई देती। सेंचुरी मुकम्मल होगी।
पता नहीं क्यों जब उल्टे हाथ वाला बैट्समैन खेल रहा होता है तो बहुत ही खूबसूरत लगता है, बड़ा एलिगेंट लगता है। एक हाथ हालांकि बल्ले से उठ गया था, लेकिन क्योंकि बॉल बीच में लगा था, बल्ले के सेंटर में, गेंद इतनी तेजी से गया कि ना ही पूछें। वीजे बहुत महंगे पड़ रहे हैं।
आजकल वैसे भी वीजे महंगे ही लगते हैं।
तारिक भाई, आपने जाना कहाँ ये बताइए, वीजा लगवा देंगे आपको।
देखिए, जो मौजूदा रन रेट है ये 11.5 पे पहुंच गई है, और ये मतलूबा रन रेट जो है 10 से कम हो गई।
मैं समझा शायद आप मुझे बताने लगे हैं कि आजकल वीजे में लगवाने में कितने पैसे लगते हैं।
ये ओपनर्स का ही अब तक टूर्नामेंट साबित हुआ है। रिजवान ने पहले मैच में निस्फ सेंचुरी बनाई थी। कल 2 ओपनर्स ने अपनी धाक बिठाई कोयटा ग्लैडिएटर्स के लिए खेलते हुए। एहसान अली और उनके साथ दूसरे ओपनिंग बैट्समैन विल स्मिथ थे। फिर आज दोनों इनिंग्स में अभी ये सिलसिला जारी है, दूसरा रन ले जाएंगे। देखिए, आंखों ही आंखों में इशारे, बहुत ही अच्छी हमागी 104 कोई खिलाड़ियों। एंडी फ्लावर खासे खुश होंगे, उनके साथ उनके मुआविन कोच हैं।
बड़ा पुराना साथ है इन दोनों का। इंग्लैंड टीम को भी दोनों ने मिलके कोच किया, और अब मुल्तान सुल्तान में एंडी बहुत बिलीव करते हैं मुश्ताक की एबिलिटी पे। एज थोड़े अनलकी जरूर रहे होंगे, लेकिन 4 रन।
जहां ऑन द ऑफ एक बार फिर खेलना चाहते थे, लेकिन मोहम्मद हफीज क्योंकि थर्ड मैन पर निस्बतन बाहर खड़े हुए थे, इससे कोई मौका नहीं हो। विकेट कीपर के लिए वैसे ही मुश्किल हो जाता है अपने बाएं तरफ डाइव करना।
एक और चीज जो मुझे अभी तक सरप्राइज कर रही है वो है मोहम्मद हफीज का बॉलिंग ना करना अभी तक, क्योंकि जब शान मसूद क्रीज पर मौजूद है और सबको मालूम है कि उल्टे हाथ के बैट्समैन को बहुत ही अच्छी बॉलिंग करते हैं, हफीज को ट्राई किया जा सकता था एक आधा ओवर बीच में।
ये इनके अभी तक 5 ही बॉलर्स को बॉलिंग करते हुए हमने देखा है लाहौर कलंदर्स के, और ये एक ऐसी टीम है जिसमें अब्दुल्ला शफीक के अलावा बाकी तमाम ही खिलाड़ी बॉलिंग कर सकते हैं। अब्दुल्ला शफीक और बेन डंक के अलावा जो विकेट कीपर हैं, लेकिन अभी तक 5 ही बॉलर्स पर इन्हिसार किया है।
बड़ी ऑलराउंड टीम है इनकी लाहौर कलंदर्स की, लेकिन मसला ये है कि इस टाइम बहुत मुसीबत में है, इसमें कोई शक नहीं। ये इनको रन रेट भी नीचे लाना पड़ेगा, और रन रेट एक ही सूरत में वापस आएगा अगर विकेट मिली। विकेट एक भी नहीं, बल्कि अब शायद गालिबन 2-3 विकेट चाहिए होंगे इनको। ये खेमा खुश होगा।
कि मोहम्मद रिजवान जो ICC T20 क्रिकेटर ऑफ द ईयर करार पाए
Stay a little bit straighter there. Good
और
here.
ये सब दुनिया के बेहतरीन क्रिकेटर्स में से यकीनी तौर पर एक हैं और ये इंसानी लगन की, मेहनत की ये बेहतरीन मिसाल है।
इसमें कोई शक नहीं है। जब पहली दफ़ा, अभी आज भी मुझे याद है जब पहली दफ़ा ये पाकिस्तान के लिए सेलेक्ट हुए थे, बिल्कुल बच्चा जैसे कहते हैं, लेकिन बहुत कीन बच्चा जो कि बहुत ऊपर जाना चाहता था और जिस तरीके से मेहनत की, इंतज़ार किया, सबसे बड़ी बात इंतज़ार किया, बहुत अरसा इंतज़ार किया अपनी बारी का, और जब बारी आई तो फिर उसको जाने नहीं दिया, उसको हाथ में रखा, दबा के रखा। अमेजिंग क्रिकेटर। एक बहुत बड़ी जर्नी है, बहुत बड़ी जब ये उम्मीद है जब ये रिटायर होंगे और अपनी ऑटोबायोग्राफी लिखेंगे तो बड़ी इंटरेस्टिंग होगी पढ़ना।
अच्छा स्कोर कट था लेकिन रन एक ही मिलेगा,
क्योंकि कोई भी तारिक भाई इनको रेट नहीं करता था एज अ कीपर, फिर भी ठीक थे, तो बैटिंग में कोई नहीं रेट करता था इनको, लेकिन जिस तरीके से अपने आप को इन्होंने डेवलप किया, क्योंकि ये बहुत बड़े भी साइज़ में बहुत बड़े क्रिकेटर नहीं हैं, छोटे से क्रिकेटर हैं, और जिस तरीके से पॉजिटिव खेलते हैं। अभी रिसेंटली जो इंडिया के अगेंस्ट इन्होंने इनिंग खेली है, क्या ही बात थी उसकी।
खराब बॉलिंग, एक और चौका लगाया, कोई मुश्किल पेश नहीं आई, सिर्फ बल्ला गेंद तक ले जाना था शान मसूद को। महंगा ओवर रहा, 116 पर कोई खिलाड़ी आउट नहीं।
Well, what a chase this is turning out to be. 116 without loss at the halfway mark. 91 needed in 60 balls. And at this rate, of course, they are well on track. Going at just short of 12 runs and over so far, needing just over 9 runs and over to win. There's only one thing that Lahore Qalandars need, and that's wickets, and one of the men that might take them is this man.
His first over went for a dozen, so that'll put him on the back foot for, I would imagine, about 5 seconds. He's such a brilliant bowler that it won't concern him one bit. He will know that he's got every opportunity to come back into this game and make a difference. Masood, I think, has been brilliant so far. 65 off 34 balls, strike rate of 191. That is outstanding stuff from him. But Rashid Khan can turn things around very smartly, both ways.
And he's come back again. Hey, come on, man.
David, is that you standing up and down and waving your hands, or what are you doing?
Hayes, would I dare? I think we are clear to continue. Got to speed through, and does. It's good running, because as soon as you go quickly like that, fielder is always the man under pressure. Any hesitation, that's when the problems start.
Single takes Rizwan now to 49, but the understanding from these two, look at Masood, out of the blocks very quickly indeed.
Nice googly. It turns quite a long way too.
Yeah, the flow needs to be stemmed. And yes, we talk about taking a wicket, but even a couple of economical overs, get the pressure back on.
Well, 2 in a row, beautifully pitched, beautifully bowled, both going away from Shan Masood, who hasn't really, I don't think, picked either of them. Despite the fact that he appears to be in great form, these 2 deliveries, both good enough to get past the outside edge. And this time, well, Ben Dunk having problems as well.
Bat clipping the pad was the noise.
Yeah, 4 deliveries, just the 1 run, so he's doing a job. Yes, he's beaten the bat, but more importantly, he just conceded 1, so stemming that flow of runs. We need a concerted amount, maybe 12, 13 deliveries where they don't concede a boundary and just squeeze the opposition to cut back into the game.
The slip had just been positioned. Bearing in mind those 2 that had gone past the outside edge, the slip had come into place. Now, was there a little inside edge on this? Hard to tell.
Well, it was given as a run. So had it carried to that man, it would have been given. Because Rashid was ready to appeal.
Well, it's 50 for Mohammad Rizwan, that little nudge onto the offside, 50 from 28. Very good over from Rashid Khan, though, completely different to anything we'd seen before in this innings. 119 without loss. Time to ponder, it seems. Time to worry and think about what comes next as we head towards the Tapal Danadar T strategic timeout. Right, we've had the break, we've had the thinking time. At this stage, it's Multan Sultans who would appear to have control of the game. Things can change ever so easily. Masood on 66, Rizwan on 50, 66 from 38, 50 from 28. Rattling along nicely in pursuit of this target here this afternoon. And for Mohammad Rizwan, well, we know exactly what he can do. We've seen a lot of it in the last year or two. And a lot of those familiar strokes have come into play today. His timing is so good. And his speed of action, speed of feet, speed of hand. All these things are so good. But having started well, it's now incumbent upon these two to try and keep it going. Still to come, some fine strikers of a cricket ball, as you'd expect in any top-class T20 league. But the men best placed to do the job are the men who started it. So the first ball after the resumption, after that strategic timeout, just clipped away for one. So the Parkview contest for HBL PSL 7, the chance to win a house, but only if you get the question right. And each day's winner will go into the draw, will go into the competition, as it were, for the house at the end of it all. The question today is, which player scored the most number of runs in HBL PSL 6?
Harris Ralph's first ball, by the way, 145 k's per hour. First ball this over. He is the right man to be bowling at this stage.
Now we have a winner every day in this Parkview contest. Match 2 yesterday, where the winner was Ahmed Hassan Zaidi. Well done. You're in the draw.
Yeah, and they weren't bowling in partnerships. Last over from Rashid Khan, just 3 runs off, and now it's up to Harris Rauf to continue in that vein.
Very subtle and using all the pace very cleverly. It's only a few yards away from the man, quite fine at third man. Still raced away for 4.
Masood's been in really good form, domestic cricket of late, so he came into this tournament playing really nicely and playing with fluency. He played, I thought, pretty well on the first game when he picked up only 20 odd. He was hitting the ball crisply, and he's already kicked on nicely today. 66 off 39 now.
The other thing is that it was really only at the end of PSL 6 that they actually recognised he was good at this game. Came to the fore towards the end of it, obviously a winning streak.
And the problem has been that they've been leaking boundaries every over. This over now, you've got a boundary in it, so you can't really come back into the game if you're leaking boundaries ever so often. And 125 without loss, just in the 12th over, and 9.84. The required run rate looks very easy.
It'll be some victory if they get up. Track down that total of 206.
Again, very, very good running. The dive not necessarily needed.
A bit of body surfing as well.
What's he done this time? Just rearranging the crown jewels.
Well, there's one ball left in the over.
It's a good dive, I would say that. Unnecessary as it turns out, but Might be a career best, that one. That might be a personal best. Good 5.3 meters, you know.
You see that down the beach.
Well, yeah, it's body surfing, isn't it? As you say, one ball left. Just have to wait for him to put everything back in place. It's driven straight down the ground, very, very handsomely. In the air, yes, but just far enough away from the bowler. Comfortably clear of the fielders, 131 without loss.
Really, two important parts of this game so far for Mohammad Rizwan. One was right at the top when he was happy to face Afridi. Afridi was bowling really nicely, the big left arm quick, and got the ball to swing in a couple of times. He was patient, then he whipped a couple on the leg side, and Afridi's first two overs went for 20. That was really important at the start. The second important part about this now is he's allowed Masood to take over control. And he's well ahead of him in the run scoring stakes, 71 now Masood. And some boundaries now just brought Rizwan up to 57, so he's happy to take the back seat, the second row if you like, and allow Masood to do the work.
Forecast, the HBL win forecast, suggesting it's very much Multan Sultans' game to lose, as it were. They're in command at the moment. The reverse sweep comes out. The appeal is ignored. Overthrow. Just really must learn not to get overexcited with the throwing.
That's exactly what Ben Dung's saying. Threw that flat out from about 10 yards away.
Well done, Sheena.
Batsman was past the stumps, let alone struggling to get to the crease. Inside edge, that one, onto the boot and out for one.
The other thing with this opening partnership is that Rizwan and Masood are probably the two fittest players going around in Pakistan, so it's no problem in the running. Rizwan, with most players, he sort of tends to be too quick for them in the running between the wickets, but with Shah Masood, it's ideal.
Ball, Rashi.
Always a player of the match, of course, in every game. TikTok fans have a chance to vote for that.
Oh, Rash. There, Sheena, there. Well done, big boy.
He wants to slip in position. Tidy over so far. 3 from it. Last ball of the over. Beautifully bowled. 134 for none.
Well, he's bowling beautifully, isn't he? And that's what he tends to do. So consistently good. And to the extent that Multan Sultan's happy just to play him out, really. Rashid has 1 over left. Rashid Khan has 1 over left. So what to do next? Shaheen Shah Afridi captaining the side for the first time. Plenty of advice from experienced players. And I think the one simple thing they will say to him is we need a wicket from somewhere, but always the big question is how and where from.
It's quite interesting just having a look at that, actually, just very briefly. He was chatting to Ben Dunk and also David Visa. David Visa seemed to be providing most of the advice. to Shaheen Shah Afridi. And they've decided on what they want to do, and he's now decided as the captain what he wants to do. So the plans are going to be at foot for the last 7 overs. They're going to need to bowl well because it's really tight right now.
Yeah, looking back, that was the conversation. Everyone entitled to have an opinion. The rules are the captain is the one, whatever advice is offered, who has to make that final decision and live with it. The slingshot back in action, and that has found the gap. Shan Masood has been so good today, just finding those gaps, timing the ball nicely, manoeuvres himself at the crease first, gives himself the opportunity. And even though Zaman has tried to follow him and also tried to flick the fingers over the top of the ball, just come onto the bat nicely and just raced away for yet another boundary.
And off the first ball, the over. That's the important thing about that. First ball, the over, that's gone for 4. Pressure back on the bowler who struggled a bit.
Good comeback.
It's time for the Hamare Hero segment, and today we have Abu Huraira, who's an undefeated national athlete of Pakistan since 2008. Asian gold medalist 2010, 12 and 14. He's the only athlete who represented Pakistan at World Games 2017. And he recently won a bronze medal in the 5th Asian Championships 2021.
मेरा नाम अबू हुरैरा है। मैं एक नेशनल जुजित्सु एथलीट हूँ। इसके साथ साथ मैं 3 टाइम एशियन गोल्ड मेडलिस्ट हूँ और वर्ल्ड का सिल्वर मेडलिस्ट हूँ, और मुझे ये एजाज़ हासिल है कि मैं वर्ल्ड गेम्स का क्वालिफायर हूँ।
He's won a lot. Gold medalist 2010, 12 and 14 Asian gold medalists, that is. Asian Indoor Martial Arts World Championship, Beach Games.
फ्यूचर का मेरा टारगेट ये है कि मैं वर्ल्ड चैंपियनशिप में गोल्ड मेडल हासिल करना चाहता हूँ, और साथ ही साथ एक ऐसी एकेडमी बनाना चाहता हूँ जहाँ पे बच्चे जुजित्सु मार्शल आर्ट से अवेयर हों और उसकी ट्रेनिंग ले सकें।
He wants people to follow martial arts, and in that vein he wants to become a gold medalist in the World Championship.
जुजित्सु एक सेल्फ डिफेंस गेम है, और मैं चाहता हूं कि पाकिस्तान का हर नौजवान इस गेम से अवेयर हो और इसकी ट्रेनिंग हासिल करे। साथ ही साथ मैं HBL PSL और इन्वेरेक्स सोलर एनर्जी का शुक्रगुजार हूं, जिसने मुझे हमारे हीरोज़ का पार्ट बनाया।
Some athlete, that man. I was reading up about him actually a little bit earlier. Terrific career.
Yeah, it's great Hamara Heroes initiative. PCB is done on the PSL, HBL PSL, with Inverex Solar Energy.
How locked away is this game? Going at 10.34, they need to go at 10.38 from here, and they've got 10 wickets in hand. The symmetry there.
Well, it just shows how the equations will change. A couple of good overs of the ball, the equations will change, but it's 144 without loss. So still the pressure very much on the new captain. This is Multan Sultans' highest ever partnership, 139. In terms of opening partnerships, 135 was the previous record. So 139 was the previous highest partnership. 144 now without losses is current and still going partnership. What an effort it's been. Been a very, very good pitch tonight. Oh, that's a great hit. That's the way to start an over with the bat. Shan Masood smashes that over wide mid-wicket, clears the boundary by some distance. HBL Tournament 6, number 36.
And it brings up the 150 as well. So yet again, it's a big boundary this time off the first ball of the over. So the rest of the over, they can relax a little bit, I guess. They need to go at 10s. That's all they need. 6 off the first.
Yes!
Well done. That's the response that you might expect from Rashid Khan. It's certainly the wickets that Qalandars needed desperately, probably some time ago as well. But this has been a superlative innings from Shan Masood. 83 in the end from 50 deliveries. Comes out the back of the hands and for once just takes his eyes off the ball a bit with that huge attempted swing. But it's certainly given Multan Sultans the start they needed. Shan Masood out for 83. It's 150 for 1. Sohaib Masood replaces Masood. Never easy when they're together. Comes in with the platform well and truly built. 150 for 1. 5 overs and 4 balls left. Another 57 needed from 34 balls. Starts with the googly at him, just dabbed away to slip.
And he often does that for the first ball to a new batsman. Here's a look at the dismissal. Just tipping that off stump. Masood will be a little bit annoyed with himself, I think, after hitting that first ball for 6 and then looking to do that again with the second ball. Didn't really need to do it. He's playing so well.
The one hit out of the ground was the leg spinner, and then obviously Rashid Khan will go to that googly. This should be interesting. Shoaib Maqsood, the boundary hitter, obviously not as quick as Shan Masood between the wickets, so this one will just slightly have to be careful. Normally isn't. He just runs for everything, but just bear in mind that Shoaib Maqsood is not that quick.
It's going to go away for 4. It's wide, so not only is the damage done with the runs added to the total, but there'll be an extra delivery as well, just sliding ever so gently down the leg side.
Yes, Messi.
156 for 1.
Well, it should be a really good finish, this. They played really, really well to get themselves in this position. 156 for 1. There's still work to be done. Pitch is good, conditions are excellent to bat in. And pressure on Shaheen Shah Afridi's go back now to David Visa. So Rashid Khan has bowled out. Bit of a setup. You see him staying leg side of the ball there, and he just fed in the googly. And the googly is such an effective ball to any left-hander. That is why he's such a good bowler. He's got all the tricks, but he uses them generally at the right time. And perhaps further evidence that Masood, who plays so well, doesn't look comfortable trying to slog the ball. Such an orthodox player. Afternoon, Pom. Afternoon, David. The overworked David Gower is back.
That's right, I'm fine. I'm still here.
Yeah.
Just change seats. Had a 30-second break.
Ready to go again.
Born ready.
Just
So important to compartmentalize, and no matter what's happened in the game, up to a point, you can always win that bit, and essentially it is the game. And coming into this, into the final bit of the game here, expectation would be that they would sail away, the Multan Sultans. But there's still some to do.
He's annoyed, the skipper, and I think he's got every reason to be annoyed, because he ran the first one so quickly, almost creating the mistake in the deep. The mistake happened. He was ready to come back, but his partner not. Yeah, you can see he's angry, and rightly so. An extra run missed there.
Well, the point was made a couple of minutes ago, exactly that Saheem Masood is not quite the same between the wickets. Where he is good and needs to be good is with his striking of the ball. He hasn't quite got hold of that. So let's look at the running here. First of all, Masood settles. Oh, no, not quite. Oh, hang on. And Rizwan, who can be very sympathetic at times, with that juggling act just in from the boundary, he was ready for the second.
And 62 for 1, 4 to go.
Well, 4 to go, and the equations are changing. And this is what happens, especially, it seems to accelerate one way or the other towards the end of a game, doesn't it? If you don't get the runs per over you need, and you're running out of overs, then the equation will change very quickly. That asking rate will go up, and suddenly the pressure is back on. Well, however good the start, 162 for 1 is a magnificent start. But if you have a couple of poor overs at this stage, then the pressure really is on. Required rate now still what, 11.25 is not a lot different to the 10.13 they've gone for the first 16 overs. So yes, it's still theoretically under control, especially with all those resources, but you don't want to lose a couple of wickets. You don't want new people coming to crease who haven't been attuned to the pace of the pitch.
Well, it looks like it's going to be Ralph and Shaheen. 2 left apiece. I thought that Shaheen might have brought himself on a little earlier. Might have just bowled with Rashid Khan and tried to break the partnership a little earlier. He's decided otherwise, so he still has 2 to go, which is quite handy.
Yeah, nice equation if you're the bowling side, 45 from 24, and you've got international bowlers to go.
What a shot. What an incredible shot. We've seen some wonderful shots throughout the day so far. Perhaps none better than that. Stand and deliver from the skipper.
Well, that's the way to send a message, isn't it? The start of what is a crucial over, a crucial spell. And it's just the positioning at the crease here. Clears the feet out of the way, clears the space for the arms to go through, and he knew the moment he made contact that was going to go the distance, because he just looked down.
And the comeback, and perhaps the biggest moment of the day so far. Skipper recalls himself, and a shake of the head from Mohammad Rizwan. He's done a brilliant job, but it's game on now.
He'd have been happy with the delivery, no doubt about that. Yes, because of the result, but also because the execution was really good. Decided when he started up that he'd go slower ball, didn't pitch it in the right area, mid-off up in the circle, and it wasn't percentage. Went back to basics, and he's hit the bullseye. He's also gone a long way into swinging the game towards his own side, Shaheen Shah Afridi, because he gets rid of Mohammad Rizwan, his opposite number, who's played quite well for 69. It's 168 for 2.
Just touch. Next up. Left arm over.
Right, Riley Rousseau's played a lot of cricket all around the world, but tense situation for him. Game on the line. Afridi steaming in. And dealt with. Perfect start for Riley Rousseau. He just stayed slightly leg side of the ball. So pressure back on the skipper.
Strange, very strange to see that. Shaheen Shah Afridi knows his job. He's as good as he gets in terms of left arm paceman around the world at the moment. That was really pretty much the perfect gift. This is where he got it absolutely spot on, and got a feeling that bat just got slightly stuck on the pitch.
Yeah, don't you just love watching that? Because both players knew exactly what they were doing, just one did it slightly better than the other. He was waiting for that particular delivery, just got a little tangled up in the end. Excellent again, right in the blocker. Once, two, surely just one. Yeah, one. Excellent delivery from Shaheen Shah. Pressure on, don't forget he's captain today. He hasn't done a whole lot of captaincy, so there'll be that burden as well. Yeah, champ, absolutely. But Multan fans would still wish he was out there.
Well, Rizwan will be champ if they win. And that Tapal Danadar Tea Lounge representing both sides again, and Lahore Qalandars can indeed still do it if they keep their nerve, get the right lines and lengths.
And that isn't the right length, certainly as far as Shaheen Shah is concerned. He might be thinking worth a go because he had two men lurking in the deep. Equation comes down nicely now. 34 runs from 20 deliveries. A couple of deliveries left in the over. It's been, well, a mix really. Some excellent deliveries and a couple of wayward ones too.
But how good a shot is that? Hits it so cleanly. I mean, this is where you might criticize him for his running, but when he makes contact like that, that is exactly the reason he's in the order, and that's what he's so good at.
Yeah, this business of not being predictable. It's a bit curious, the over in that first up. It's, I say percentage. With how you set the field, you essentially determine what you're going to bowl to it.
Oh, gets lucky. Gets very, very lucky. The anguish on the face of the skipper. He knows that was A, mighty close to being bowled, and two, perhaps a catch, but in the end it finds the gap. Nothing much he could do. Pretty expensive over, 181 for 2.
Well, talk about ups and downs in the space of just 6 balls. First ball disappeared for 6. Second ball wicket at one of the key men in Rizwan, the opposite number, the opposite captain. Then a freebie, I slash for 4. Short ball, you can't do anything about the outside edges, that's fair enough. But in the end, even though they lost Rizwan in that over, Multan Sultans would take that over. Got plenty of resources left. No problems with that.
Well, they did a terrific job. They really have. Just sit and watch for now. They'll be pretty happy, I think. Not a game we should really lose from this position. Righto, fan of the match. There he is. I reckon he's going to be here for the whole of this leg of the tournament.
Good blast.
Good on you. 26 from 18 then. 3 to go. And a wicket. And they're still just about in it. Yes, Multan will feel they're the favourites. Riley Rousseau with a wild slog to leg. And wickets are beginning to tumble.
Yeah, I know this is the business end of this game. And it was length enough, so length that you can get underneath. But it does look wild, doesn't it, from Rousseau? Hardly faced a ball. He faced 3 in the end. And his sum total will be just 5. 3 down now for 181. Could still go either way.
Tim David then, job to do here. He'd have been enjoying watching what he saw just 10 or 15 minutes ago, but it is he now that has to try and finish this game for Multan. Big, strong lad, hits the ball a long way, but it's down to the mind as well now. Can he control that? Haris Rauf. Not intentional, I'm sure, but that will be a no ball, I'm sure. Might just get a little word from Richard Illingworth along the way, but not intentional.
Yeah, looking Yorker. He's trying to get as full as he can. He's missed by some way.
It's not ideal at any point, but when he just comes to crease, he's done pretty well to get a bat on it. Free hit, just what he wants, just what Multan Sultans need right now. Pressure back on the bowler. Edged and no runs, that's the important thing. Missed opportunity. And you can see on his face, he knows what a missed opportunity. A length ball outside off stump.
Yeah, even just a slightly thicker edge would have done it, wouldn't it? Another ½ inch of the bat used, and it would have been flying between the keeper and that short third man.
He looks calm enough. There you go, Pommy. Look, there's another little grin from your mate.
Nothing. You're getting nothing.
Are you counting that as a grin?
That's the wicket. It was a slow ball.
Excellent.
In terms of the construction of overs, and think back to Shaheen Shah Afridi, just too varied, I think, because you kind of have to go with the plan, particularly at the start of this period, 4 overs to go, and you're thinking there's enough distance, or enough of a count between runs and balls, not looking to invent too much. They got the wicket as well, big wicket that of Rizwan, and then afforded the opportunity, some length balls and offside, leg side, and you expect a whole lot more, particularly from Shaheen Shah and Haris Rauf at the back.
Well, that's great tension, great drama. It's everything you kind of want in a game like this. Big players, big score, big run chase. Game could still go either way here. heaved down the ground, and enough, just enough. For a moment, long off was in the game, but it was struck firmly enough. Edging ever closer now, Multan.
Well, with these, as the batsman, whatever your power, you do still have to middle it to make sure you clear both the man and the boundary. Fine margins.
Eased again. Tommy's going mad, and he's saying, got to be fuller. Got to be fuller. He's bowling length at the moment. He wouldn't be bowling length on purpose, would he? Or is he?
Yeah, what I'm not in agreement with, he can bowl 150 k's an hour, and he's got new batters coming to the crease, and he's bowling slowies at him. Right up in the block hole. Let's see if you can catch up with it. And even when he misses, then I don't think he's going for length. In answer to your question, but because it's that quick, it's hitting the bat rather than the ball going at. I mean, the bat going at the ball.
One ball left in the over then. Improvisation again. Not going to be costly, just one. Still game on here. 17 runs required. Couple of overs to go. 190 for 3. This is the over. Penultimate over of any game, captains. You talk to captains now and they say they bowl their best bowler now in the penultimate over, not the final over. Try and make it impossible in that last over. 17 runs required, so a half decent over here, and you'd think it's game over, but there's still a twist or so. Shaheen has an over to go, as Haris Rauf has an over to go. Shaheen, the skipper, then. All the pressure on the skipper. Captaining this side for the very first time. He'd have been pretty happy with the way things went with the bat. He's really under pressure now. Final over for the skip. Gets it right. Gets it absolutely right. TikTok fans player of the match, and Mohammad Rizwan has been awarded that. Fair enough. Number of players would have been close to that award, but in the end he has to sit and watch nervously right now. But he is TikTok fans player of the match. Again, excellent. Good shot as well. Does well to dig that out. Just one for now. Have to settle for one. Tim David on strike, and Tim David does whack him. He can finish this game in a jot, but he'll have to get hold of perhaps another Yorker from Shaheen. For HBL PSL facts, Shaheen Afridi's best bowling averaging T20s against this side, Multan Sultans. Good omen for him. Doubleheader, of course, so up next, Karachi Kings against the Quetta Gladiators, both in search of their first win. A loss in the first game for them. well, we're going to have to see that again. For all money, it looked like that had bowled him, but for somehow the stump or the bail has stayed on. He's going to check. He's going to check what's happened here. It looked like the bail had lit up. It looked like for all money he'd been bowled, but somehow he's still out there.
It lit up. I saw it light up, but the bail didn't go off. Beautiful delivery. There you go.
Unbelievable. You don't see that very often. Yes, a good clip of that off stump, and somehow the bail finds itself back lodged where it should be. He can't believe it. We can't believe it.
Umpire's goal.
We go again. Should be out. Simple catch. The captain is having his say.
Well, this has been brilliant over so far. He's nailed pretty much every delivery. Could have bowled Tim David the ball before, in fact did, but not without dislodging a bail. Just double checking the front foot. Another half shoe size, that'd be easy. There's just something behind, probably. There's just enough there. The bowlers' union crying around the room, that's fine. But he has nailed each of those 4 deliveries, hasn't he?
There's never a good time to bowl one and no ball. But I reckon just all right there. Just all right. You can't say there's nothing behind. And so you've got to go with benefit of the doubt to the bowler. Oh, has he given it out? Yeah, that was the finger going up, I think. He's on his way. Yeah, good catch. Had to have a Jubilee safe hands. And applause because he's got them right this time. He's got a wicket. Still in the hunt. And can perhaps close it out. It's 191 for 4 now.
Well, if they can, it would be a terrific effort. It really will, because for all money, it looked like Multan are going to win this game. But it's still game on. 16 required. 8 balls left, and the way these two have been bowling, new batters at the crease, and the pressure and the burden, the expectation, new captain, he's done a really good job so far. Can he finish it off?
Big 2 deliveries, actually, because what do you leave your mate at the other end? Got to give him some sort of help. 12, 14.
Pressure on the umpire. Pressure on the umpire.
Well, it is, but that's step aside to give himself space from Masood. In the end, of course, yes, he was miles from the ball in the end, but he's given himself, what is a good 1.5 foot outside leg stump there. And if you use those blue lines as the mark, that's what Afridi is allowed to use. It was comfortably inside there, so decision stands correct.
And taken. And taken. Dramatic scenes here. The skipper's back at it again. Masood can do nothing about it. He wanted to find the gap, he didn't. And it's a really good, sharp, low catch. Problems for Rizwan and Multan Sultans. They're not out of it yet. But what a comeback this has been from the Qalandars and their gap 2.
Some catch that. The over, excellent. But this tops it off beautifully. Going forward, not so easy. And he's gone forward, in the end taking it quite comfortably. Afridi is catching it himself there. Wonderful. He's gone now, he's served Masood. It's 191 for 5.
Next time.
Oh, what an over. 2 for 1 from Shaheen Shah. Afridi won to go 16. Now, perhaps the favourites, Lahore, can they finish this off? David Willey on strike. David Willey, again we're going to check, and goes for a boundary. Advantage Multan after the first ball. Going to check surely.
Yeah, I reckon a 5 there. Might well be, you know. Close, I tell you, it's very close. It's a great effort to get that away. There's a look at the dismissal. Yeah, good catch. Really good catch.
Oh, everyone's happy out there. Not going to check. It's all fine, Bomb.
Okay, on we go.
Okay, on we go.
Well, close, but not close enough.
12 then required, yeah. Goes for the Yorker. What a shot. What an unbelievable shot with the pressure on. Nails it through extra cover for 4.
Still work to be done, but these are the shots that make all the difference, and it was not far off. Haris Rauf was only an inch or two away from what he wanted there, and somehow this fast bat speed, good footwork, fast bat speed, good timing, gets it away through extra cover.
Didn't miss by much, but it's enough.
What a shot, though.
It's a shot and a half.
He just needs, I think the skipper's gone and had a chat with him, Haris Rauf, just to calm him down. Not easy for the bowlers on this situation. Skipper's had a quiet word with him. Can he calm him down? Can he find his length?
Yeah, questions, which side are you happy with him hitting you? He's looking Yorker. It's got to be quite straight.
Goes for the wide Yorker, same result, another boundary. You can see what he's trying to do. He's trying to nail that Yorker wide. He's got 2 men out there, but the gap is found. Almost there now. 4 runs required from just 3 deliveries.
Well, how swiftly a situation can change. The pressure was on with these 6 balls to go, and the pressure was on Multan Sultans. But of course, the man with the ball in his hands always fears that these margins being so slim can go badly wrong. And these first 3 balls for Haris Rauf have indeed gone horribly wrong.
Pommy's here says he's got to be straight, but that's what the modern bowler looks to do, eh, Pommy? They go wide. He's not far off the mark there, is he?
No, it isn't. I just think with it all so tight, you've got to give yourself a chance as well, because you've got to think wicket as well. Now, if you're wide, you're thinking, you're being a bit greedy. You're thinking dot.
We go again. 4 required. And that will do nicely. What a finish. What an unbelievable run chase from the Multan Sultans. Set up beautifully at the start by the skipper. They will enjoy this moment. It's been a really tough one for Shaheen Shah Afridi and his team, who batted so well. But what a game of cricket that we've just seen. Some wonderful batting, and in the end, the run chase, they held their nerve. Mohammad Rizwan set it up with Shan Maqsood. Not much more he could have done, really. He bowled his heart out, 3 for 40 himself. Maybe he could have looked at making a few changes along the way, but let's take nothing away from this run chase and the surface. The wicket has been excellent. The entertainment has been terrific. Let's hope for more games like this.
Given a situation where you say 16 off the final one, I tell you what, more times than not, it'll be the fielding team that will be happy. But they've made light work of that. Fantastic hitting by Kushdil. Brilliant. And that's how he finishes it. Pumped. And who wouldn't be after that?
Food for thought for Shaheen Shah Afridi. But what a run chase. Most of the work done by the top of the order. Shan Maqsood can be really proud of his effort, 83 from 50, and the captain Mohammad Rizwan too, 69 from 42. So the bulk of the work done there. Maqsood played nicely, and then Kushdil just the 18 off the 4 deliveries to finish things off. 209 for 5. So a couple of wins now from 2 games for Multan Sultans. Not easy for the bowlers at both sides, but the skipper there leading the way in terms of wickets taken. 3 for 40, a little expensive, but it's been that type of game. And a wicket for Haris Rauf, who just did not get it right at the end with expensive figures there. 1 for 46 from just over 3.5 overs. Rashid Khan, you'd expect more wickets. He only just got the 1, but made a small impact in the game. So there we go, summary. Back as a man, he played so well. 76 from 35. Ghulam too nicely. And you thought 207 was not going to be an easy run chase, even though this ground is a run chasing ground. I think that's 16 out of the last 17 games in the PSL now won by the side batting second. So not an easy situation for Shaheen there, 3 for 40. So Sultans win by 5 wickets. Okay, time for all of us here and back where you're watching to take a bit of a breather, and then we'll be back shortly with the presentation.